Not paying your taxes might sound scary, but does it really mean you'll end up in jail? The truth is, the Internal Revenue Service can issue civil penalties or even criminal penalties, but only in certain cases, like criminal tax evasion. Let's break it down. The IRS will not send you to jail simply because you can't afford to pay your tax liability. In fact, thousands of people fall behind on their tax return payments each year and only face civil penalties instead of criminal charges. Jail time is usually reserved for serious cases of willful tax evasion or tax fraud, where someone intentionally tries to avoid paying what they owe. However, there is a lot more nuance to how the IRS handles unpaid taxes, so keep watching to understand the full picture. Many people worry that they could commit tax fraud by accident. However, accidental mistakes on your tax return usually lead to civil penalties, not criminal charges. If you make an honest mistake, such as forgetting a form or misreporting income, the IRS will likely issue fines, such as a failure to pay penalty, or adjust your tax bills accordingly. Criminal tax fraud, and the potential jail time that comes with it, occurs when someone deliberately tries to deceive the IRS by hiding income or engaging in tax avoidance schemes to evade taxes. The difference comes down to intent. If your actions weren't willful and you communicate openly with the IRS to correct the issue, you're far more likely to face civil consequences than a prison sentence. According to the Tax Code or Internal Revenue Code, the IRS considers tax evasion and tax fraud to be the most serious tax crimes. Tax evasion involves intentionally avoiding filing or paying taxes by using deceptive practices, such as hiding income, underreporting earnings, or shifting assets. Tax fraud involves providing false information to the IRS, such as filing a false tax return or claiming more dependents than one actually has. While tax avoidance, legally reducing your taxes, is allowed under tax laws, crossing into evasion or fraud is a criminal offense. These charges focus on intent. If the IRS proves that you knowingly broke the law, you could face severe penalties, including jail time. The IRS enforces these rules to prevent others from committing similar violations. When it comes to unpaid taxes, the IRS typically begins by issuing civil penalties instead of criminal charges. Although civil actions don't lead to jail time, they can have serious financial consequences, such as asset seizure or wage garnishment, especially if you fail to pay your full tax liability. For instance, a 20% accuracy-related penalty may be applied if there's careless disregard or negligence on your tax return, without criminal intent. The IRS usually chooses to pursue civil penalties when dealing with tax delinquencies and often handles cases of unfiled or unpaid taxes with civil actions rather than seeking criminal charges. Criminal consequences, on the other hand, target intentional wrongdoing. Tax evasion or fraud with intent can result in felony charges, hefty fines, and up to 5 years in federal prison per offense. Each year you underreport or evade taxes could count as a separate crime. While some tax fraud cases may be resolved with a civil fraud penalty, more serious white-collar crimes, sometimes investigated by the United States Department of Justice, require a criminal defense and could involve money laundering charges under tax laws. If you're dealing with unpaid or back taxes, it helps to know that resources are available. The Community Tax website offers detailed guidance on filing your tax return, understanding tax laws, and exploring options such as payment plans and tax planning strategies. You can also find help with tax assessments and financial hardship situations so that you can take control and avoid further penalties. Taking advantage of these resources early on can make a big difference in keeping your taxes under control and protecting your financial future. We hope this video has been helpful. Make sure to subscribe to our channel as we continue to delve deeper into important tax-related subjects.